Now let's go to exponential functions, equations, and inequalities. What are the difference of the three? When we talk about exponential equation, it involves the equal sign. No? An equation involving exponential expressions and the symbol equal sign. Sa inequality, you use this less than or equal, greater than or equal, less than, and greater than. Exponential inequality. Then if we say exponential function, this form from our definition, f of x or y of x, y is equal to b raised to x. These are some examples. Next is this examples. Determine whether the given is an exponential function, exponential equation, or exponential inequality, or none of these. Number 1, what is that? Exponential what? None of these. Why man nga none of these? Because your x is not an exponent. Remember, b raised to x. So this is not an exponential function, exponential equation, and exponential inequality because this is not in exponential form. But for letter B, naka-exponent na si x. So which of the three? This is just an exponential function. And for letter C, another exponential function. Letter D, we have only one variable, which is x. So this is now an exponential equation. And E is na exponential inequality because it uses greater than or equals an equality symbol. Next, let's solve exponential functions and inequalities. So of course, you must review your what do you call this? Rules of exponents. Okay, so review that. Now, whenever we multiply two exponential form with the same base, we can add their exponent. But if they have the same exponent but different base, we can just multiply them and copy the common exponent. For the quotient, if they have the same base, then we'll just subtract their exponents. And again, if they have the same exponent but with different bases, so just copy the exponent. Power to power rule. So if we have this, we can just multiply x and y. And of course, the zero exponent rule. Any non-zero number raised to 0 is always 1. And of course, if we have this n raised to negative x, pag negative ng exponent, the rule is mag-change siya position from numerator to denominator or denominator to numerator. So some exponential equations can be solved by using the fact that exponential functions are one-to-one. So if we have this property, if we have two distinct values of x, then of course, distinct po ang inyong image or ang value if you substitute your x1 and x2 from your exponential function, right? Since x1 is not equal to x2. So conversely, if they are equal, if b raised to x1 is equal to b raised to x2, then of course, their exponent must be equal. Okay, the same man silang base. Same base. So meaning, our goal here, to solve an exponential equation, we must write the equation into this form, meaning same base, so that we can equate their exponent. Okay? For example, 4 raised to x minus 1 equals 16. Now, take note that we can write 16 as what? 4 squared. Right? The same na silang base. The base is 4. So by this rule, one-to-one property, this implies that their exponents are equal. x minus 1 is equal to 2. So solve for x. 2 plus 1, x equals 3. Okay. Another solution is if you want 2, di ba 4 is 2 squared, right? In terms of 2 na base. So 16 is 2 raised to 4, right? So by the power rule, this will become 2 times x minus 1, 2 raised to 4. So the same nag-base, 2. So by the 1-to-1 property, we have 2 times x minus 1 equals 4. Distribute, minus 2 equals 4. 2x equals 4 plus 2. So we have 2x equals 6. Divide by 2. X equals 3. So the same. Now if you substitute your 3 here, 4 raised to 3 minus 1 is equal to 4 raised to 2, which is 16. So therefore, our solution set here is x equals 3. The value of your x must be 3. Next, about this one. Okay, solve the equation here. Tudri na lang ko. 120, we can rewrite 125 as 5 times 25. 5, right? And 25 is 5 times 5. So our aim here now, the same silang base, so we can use b as our 5 as our base. So we can rewrite this as 5 cube. Tuluman 1, 2, 3 times x minus 1. X minus 1 equals 5 squared x plus 3. Then power to power rule. 3x minus 1, 2x plus 3. Okay. Then solve for, then by the 1-to-1 property, equal ang exponents. Okay. So we have 3x minus 3, distribute. 6x plus 6. Oh, wait. Na dungagan og 3. So walay 3. So this is just 2. Right? Kay x plus 3 ram din eh. So, transpose minus 2x, 6 plus 3. So this is x equals what? 9. So is this correct? You can use substitution. So x equals 9. You can use substitution to check if your answer is correct. Okay. Next problem. Okay, so this is our next problem. 9x squared equals 3x plus 3 raised to x plus 3. So again, we can rewrite 9 as 3 squared. 3 squared x squared equals 3x plus 3. So the same nag-base. Power to power rule, we have 2 times x squared. So by the result, exponents are equal. 2x squared equals x plus 3. So a quadratic form, so I will transpose. Minus 3 equals 0. Then by factoring, I can factor this one as 2x minus 3 and x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, by factoring, or you can use the quadratic formula again. X equals negative b plus and minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a, where your a is 2, b is negative 1, and c equals negative 3. Okay, so the same like answer ang arrive na. So let's continue. This is now 2x minus 3 equals 0, or x plus 1 equals 0. Solve for x. So x equals 3 halves. On the other hand, we have x equals negative 1. So using this equation, quadratic equation, you will also arrive at these numbers. Okay? So exercise, you can practice this if you want. Now let's go to exponential inequalities. So take note of this because we have two conditions. First one is if b is greater than 1. The second one if it is between 0 and 1. Okay? So we have this. If b was x less than b raised to y, then we conclude that their exponents have this relationship x less than y. But if we have this, in this condition, b is between 0 to 1, then your exponents are related in the opposite direction. For example, solve the inequality 3x is less than 9x minus 2. So again, we'll do the same with the exponential equation. So we can write this as 2, then x minus 2. Okay, x minus 2. So we have 3x is 3, 2 times x minus 2. So the same base na. Take note, 3 is greater than 1. So we will use this condition. So if that is the case, then the same. I-follow lang ang direction. So meaning x less than 2 times x minus 2. So we have x less than 2x minus 4. We have transpose 2x minus x. And then 4 is less than x. So if you draw a number line, we have 4. 4 must be less than x. So meaning, siya yung nasa mababa na part. So let's use parenthesis. And this is our shaded. So in interval form, parenthesis, 4 to positive infinity. Okay? Next.